You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're not even as tired as you think you are. You're untrained. Right now, you're living in a world that rewards weakness and then wonders why men feel empty. You wake up exhausted, scroll yourself numb, drag your body through the day and call it burnout. But deep down, you know it's not just tiredness. It's the weight of undone work, unkept promises, wasted potential. You say you're tired, but you stay up chasing distractions. You say you have no energy, but you pour it into people who disrespect you. You say life is heavy, but you refuse to build the strength to carry it. That's not fatigue. That's a lack of discipline. Stoicism is not about being emotionless. It's about being unshakable. It's the mindset of a man who stops making excuses and starts building himself like a weapon. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire and still wrote day after day about self-control, effort, and duty. Seneca warned against wasting time. Epictetus reminded you that you control your choices, not the world. In this video, you're going to break the story you've been telling yourself. You're going to discover 5 brutal Stoic discipline truths that explain why your life feels stuck, why you keep falling back into comfort, and how to flip that switch from drained to dangerous. This isn't theory. It's about how you wake up, how you move, how you respond to disrespect, how you handle pain, and who you decide to become. If you're a man tired of being walked on, tired of ghosted messages, tired of feeling small in your own life, you're in the right place. You don't need another feel-good quote. You need a code, a discipline, a way of living that cuts through excuses and gives you back your self-respect. As you listen, don't just consume this. Train with it. Let every word be a rep. If you're serious about becoming harder to break, calmer under pressure, more focused and disciplined than you've ever been, stick with this until the end. And if this already hits something in you, pause for a second and do this. Like this video so it reaches more men who need it, and subscribe if you're ready to actually build yourself, not just talk about it. Now I want you to lock in one simple affirmation and drop it in the comments. I'm not tired, I'm untrained. You've spent years acting like a victim of your energy, your mood, your past. That ends here. In the next part, you're going to confront the first brutal discipline truth, why your body and mind feel weak, and how Stoic training turns that weakness into quiet, dangerous strength. You've already felt it, that sting of recognition when you heard it's not that you're tired, it's that you're untrained. Now it's time to go deeper, because if you don't understand what's actually weakening you, you'll keep fighting shadows and calling it fate. Here's the first brutal discipline truth. The first truth: your feelings are loud, your standards are quiet. Every morning, your feelings wake up first. They say things like, 5 more minutes, you deserve a break, today's not the day. They negotiate, they bargain, they sell you comfort dressed up as self-care. Your standards don't shout, they wait. The man you say you want to be, he's not emotional chaos, he's a code. Psychologically, your brain is wired to avoid discomfort and seek the easiest path. That's not because you're weak, it's because, for your ancestors, comfort meant survival. But now, your life isn't threatened by a cold night or an empty stomach. It's threatened by softness, by drift, by endless scrolling and emotional drama. So when you say, I'll work when I feel like it, you've already lost. Discipline means this: your standards dictate your actions, not your moods. Imagine this: You come home from work, mentally fried. You've been disrespected by your boss, ignored by someone you care about. Your phone is full of empty notifications. You feel tired. The couch is calling. The game, the show, the scrolling. In that moment, the untrained man obeys his feelings. He collapses. Another day gone. The trained man hears the same feelings, but moves anyway. He goes to the gym, he reads, he builds, he sharpens his mind. He doesn't deny the emotion, he just refuses to bow to it. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." That applies here. When you start acting from standards instead of feelings, people will not understand you. They'll say you're doing too much, that you're obsessed, that you should relax. Let them talk. They are protecting their comfort. You are protecting your future. In modern life, this looks like setting non-negotiables. You don't ask, "Do I feel like training today?" You ask, "What kind of man am I?" And then you answer with your actions. Write this into your identity. I move by standards, not moods. Now, the second brutal truth. Comfort is what's actually draining you. You think hard work is what's exhausting you. It's not. It's the half-lived life. The hours lost in your phone. The conversations where you tolerate disrespect. The relationships where you're begging to be chosen. The evenings where you do nothing, then hate yourself for it. Your mind burns more energy fighting itself than it would doing the work. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." You don't just waste time, you waste strength. Every time you choose short-term comfort over long-term growth, you confirm to yourself that you're weak. That belief eats away at you. It's why you wake up tired even after sleeping in. Your body rested, your spirit didn't. Start noticing this. On the days you push yourself to train, to focus, to say no to disrespect, you feel more alive, not less. Work doesn't crush you, it clarifies you. Comfort numbs you, then quietly kills your self-respect. Your new identity statement. Comfort doesn't recharge me, discipline does. In the next part, you'll uncover even harsher truths. Why your environment is silently shaping your discipline, why you keep breaking promises to yourself, and how a Stoic warrior builds a code he refuses to betray. You've seen it now. Your feelings try to run the show. Comfort is the silent poison. But there's another layer you need to face, because even if you build standards and reject comfort, there's something else training you every second of the day. Your surroundings. Here's the next brutal truth. Your environment is training you more than your intentions ever will. You can swear you'll be disciplined. You can watch 10 motivational videos and promise yourself, "Tomorrow I'll be different." But if you wake up in the same room, with your phone next to your bed, notifications lighting up your brain, clothes on the floor, junk food within reach, and people in your life who mock discipline, nothing changes. Your mind is not just responding to your willpower, it's responding to cues. The chair you always game in, the bed you scroll in, the kitchen where you snack when you're bored, the chat where you always end up chasing someone who barely respects you. Psychologically, your brain learns patterns. Here, we relax. Here, we escape. Here, we numb out. That's why it's harder to work in the same spot where you've spent years procrastinating. Your environment is a script you've been acting out on autopilot. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In your world today, that means this. Your soul becomes dyed with the color of what you constantly surround yourself with. The people, the content, the conversations, the habits in your space. If you're surrounded by men who joke about grinding but never actually build anything, that seeps into you. If your feed is full of drama, flexing, fake highlight reels, and bitter takes on relationships, that seeps into you. You're not just undisciplined, you're being trained to be undisciplined. So you start to flip it. You turn your space into a training ground. The phone doesn't sleep next to you. The first thing you see in the morning is not chaos, but a reminder of who you are becoming. A book on your desk, a simple written code, a pull-up bar in the doorway. Your environment whispers, "We work here, we grow here." Your new identity statement, "I build an environment that trains my discipline, not my weakness." Now, the next brutal truth cuts even deeper. Your problem isn't motivation. Your problem is integrity. You say you'll wake up early, then you don't. You say you're done with that disrespectful relationship, then you answer the text. You say you're serious about your goals, then you lose another night to scrolling. Every broken promise to yourself is not just a missed task. It's a hit to your self-trust. And a man who doesn't trust himself will always feel weak, anxious, and tired. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Most people stop at the first part. They love to talk about the man they want to be. They love the aesthetic of discipline, the quotes, the reels, the identity words, warrior, king, leader. But Stoicism doesn't care what you call yourself. It cares what you do repeatedly. Integrity means this: if you say it, you honor it. Not for others. For you, your word becomes a blade. Sharp, clean, precise. You do not dull it with constant lying to yourself. Practically, that means shrinking the gap between what you say and what you do. Start small. If you say you'll do 10 push-ups, you do 10. If you say you won't text them back tonight, you don't. If you say you'll read for 10 minutes, you read. You teach your nervous system, when I decide, I follow through. At first, it feels insignificant, but slowly, you become a man whose commitments mean something. To yourself, to others. That's discipline at its core. Not hype, not motivation. Integrity. Your new identity statement, my word to myself is law. Ignore these truths, and you stay fractured, pulled in every direction by moods, comfort, and the noise around you. Live them, and you start to build a quiet, dangerous calm. A stoic warrior whose life is aligned from the inside out. In the next part, it's time to put all of this under a harsher light. You'll see the battlefield you're actually fighting on, confront who you've been, and step into who you are becoming. This isn't just about habits anymore. It's about identity. By now, you've started to see it. Your feelings aren't the king. Comfort is the leash. Your environment is the silent trainer. Your integrity is the backbone. And something in you is already shifting. You're not just a guy trying to be disciplined anymore. You're starting to see yourself as a man in training, a stoic warrior in a soft world. This is where the battlefield gets real. Because discipline isn't just about waking up early, hitting the gym, or grinding on your goals. Those are expressions of something deeper. Discipline is a worldview. It's how you interpret pain, boredom, disrespect, rejection, and fear. Without this worldview, discipline always feels like punishment. With it, discipline becomes power. Picture this: your life as a battlefield. Not with bullets and bombs, but with temptations, distractions, and emotional storms. The battlefield is your mind when you wake up. It's your phone when you're bored. It's that conversation where someone subtly disrespects you and watches what you'll tolerate. Most men walk onto this battlefield in sandals, unarmed, hoping the day will be nice to them. A Stoic warrior walks onto it armored in perspective. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the core of the Stoic worldview. You stop begging life to be easier, and you start training yourself to be stronger. You stop complaining about disrespect, and you start enforcing your standards. You stop wishing for motivation, and you start honoring your word. Discipline becomes less about forcing yourself and more about living in alignment with who you say you are. When someone ghosts you now, it still stings, but you don't spiral. You say, "Their actions reveal them, my response reveals me." You stay calm. You choose not to chase. You get back to your path. When you feel anxious before doing hard work, you don't retreat into comfort. You see the fear, breathe, and step forward anyway. The battlefield is not out there. It's in that tiny gap between feeling and action. And discipline is what you choose in that gap. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." That means every hard thing you face is a weight on the bar. Betrayal, rejection, being underestimated, being alone. You can either let those moments break your identity or build it. When you start seeing problems as training, something flips. Life isn't just happening to you anymore. It's forging you. Look at who you were before. You hit snooze and called it self-care. You said yes when you wanted to say no. You stayed where you weren't respected because you feared being alone. You lied to yourself with promises you never kept. Now look at who you are becoming. You feel the urge to stay in bed and get up anyway. You feel the pull to reply to that disrespectful message and stay silent instead. You feel the itch to run from discomfort and choose to lean into it. That's not just new behavior. That's a new identity forming. You're moving from reactive to deliberate, from needy to grounded, from easily swayed to quietly unshakable. That's the Stoic warrior identity. Not loud, not flashy, but rooted. The man who doesn't need to announce his strength because it shows in the way he lives. Take a second and notice this shift in yourself. You're not watching this for entertainment. Something in you is hungry for this. Hungry to step out of the version of you that lets life push him around. If this is hitting you, share this with another man who needs it. Most guys won't get this far. The ones who do are the ones ready to change. In the final part, you're going to get your marching orders. No fluff, no fantasy, just clear steps on how to live this out every day, keep your discipline sharp, and walk through life as the Stoic. You've walked through the fire. You've seen where your strength has been leaking. You've seen how your feelings tried to rule you, how comfort drained you, how your environment trained your weakness, how broken promises shattered your self-trust, and how a new identity has started to rise from that wreckage. Now it's time to turn this from inspiration into orders, from ideas into a way of life. This is where you stop being interested in discipline and start being built by it. From this moment on, you stop saying, "I'm tired," like a victim. You start saying, "I'm in training like a warrior." Every hard day becomes part of the program. Every temptation becomes a test. Every disrespect becomes a mirror that shows you your standards. So here's how you live this. You wake up and move before your feelings have a chance to negotiate. You don't check your phone first. You don't scroll your mind into chaos. You claim the first minutes of the day for you, for your body, your breath, your thoughts, even if it's short. Push-ups on the floor, cold water on your face, a simple line from a Stoic text. You are telling your mind, we answer to standards, not moods. You start cutting comfort that leaves you weaker. That late night scrolling that makes you feel empty. That conversation that always drags you into drama. That person who only calls when they need validation, not connection. You do not need to announce it. You simply step back. A warrior chooses his battles. You clean up your environment so it reflects who you are becoming, not who you've been. Less clutter, less constant noise, fewer easy escapes, more tools that train you. A journal, a book, a place to sweat, a space to think. Your room, your desk, your home becomes a training ground, not a padded cell of comfort. You rebuild your integrity in small, sharp steps. You stop overpromising. You make fewer commitments, and you honor them ruthlessly. When you say, I'm going to do this, you do it, even if nobody sees, especially when nobody sees. You become the man whose word, even to himself, is iron. You handle rejection and disrespect differently now. When someone ghosted you before, it sent you spiraling into overthinking and chasing. Now you let it reveal reality. You feel the sting, but you don't beg, you don't plead, you don't perform. You return to your path. When someone crosses a line, you don't explode or collapse. You calmly enforce distance. That's discipline in relationships, standards, not chaos. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That is the heart of this entire journey. Freedom is not doing whatever you feel like. Freedom is being able to command yourself, to act in alignment with your values even when your emotions scream the opposite, to keep moving toward your purpose when comfort, fear, and ego are all trying to pull you off the path. If you live this way, your life will not suddenly become easy. It will become clear. You will still have long days, lonely nights, moments of doubt, but you will meet them differently. With a straight spine, with a calmer mind, with the quiet confidence of a man who knows he is in training, not falling apart. So here are your marching orders. Starting today, treat every day like a training session. Choose one thing in your body to strengthen, one thing in your mind to sharpen, one boundary in your life to enforce. Repeat that again and again until it stops being effort and starts being your nature. You are not tired, you are untrained. And that is good news, because training is in your control. If this spoke to you, join this brotherhood properly. Subscribe, like this video, share it with a man who needs to wake up, and fill the comments with men who are done being soft, done making excuses, done living below their potential. Drop this affirmation in the comments so you see it and remember it. I am not tired. I am mastering myself. You are not here to drift. You are here to be forged. Now get up, warrior. Your training has already begun.